Hello, I'm Camillus. Today we are going to talk about the first Chinese dynasty, Xia. Let's get started. 有国之母，可以长久，是谓深根固底，长生久世之道。This is a sentence in the holy book Tao Te Ching. Chinese people is very clinging to their country. They believe that only if the country is strong, their family will be long-lasting, and they will be able to enjoy a good life. That's why they are very dedicated to develop their country. The first Chinese dynasty Xia can retrace to 4,000 years before. About this dynasty, we have very limited reliable information. 史记 is one of the most important Chinese history book, which was written in Han Dynasty in BC 86. This book has some very detailed records about Xia Dynasty, such as how the creator Yu is succeed to prevent the flood, and how he and his children are respected by their people. However, some earlier history books just have few sentences about Xia Dynasty. We can imagine that the later historians invent many stories by themselves, but the true information of Xia Dynasty is really a few. As we have mentioned before, at that time, inundation is a big problem in the society. Each human leader is trying to deal with it, and because of its low productivity and technology, no one is able to reverse the general trend. As the time goes by, preventing the flood becomes a vital activity in society. At this very moment, Yu is responsible for this job, so it's reasonable that he has accumulated power and gained social reputation by his work. Then he becomes a new leader and has modified the constitution in order to pass the power to his children. The open selection comes to its end. The hereditary system has started. Yu is the equivalent the founder of Xia Dynasty. Xia Dynasty is not a well-structured country, but formed by various tribes and vassal states. These tribes and vassals have their own autonomy. When the dynasty is strong, its army is able to suppress them and gain their support. When the dynasty loses the power, tribes and vassals normally do not support the dynasty anymore or even rebel it. Xia Dynasty has 17 leaders. The greatest rebellion has happened between the third leader Tai Kang and the sixth leader Shao Kang. When the founder Yu is dead, his son Qi takes the power. At the beginning, he is a good leader, but he becomes more and more dissolute in his later age, wasting all his life for music and food. And a fight between his 5 sons has started, which swiftly depletes the country's resources. Finally, Tai Kang wins the fight and takes the leader's position, but he loses his country. Another family, Hou Yi, takes the political power, but Hou Yi is also not a good leader. He wastes all his life for hunting, and soon has been killed by his subordinate Han Zhuo. Han Zhuo occupies Hou Yi's wives and makes 2 children, called Jiao and Yi. Although Xia Dynasty loses its power, the leader position passes to the descendants as well. Taikang passes the position to his brother Zhongkang. Then Zhongkang passes the position to his son Xiang. In this period, Xia Dynasty mainly rely on 2 brother states to maintain their power, the state Zhenguan and Zhenxun. Han Zhuo let his 2 sons destroy these 2 states. Then they kill Xiang as well. Xiang's wife is a princess of state Reng. She is already pregnant at this time. She goes back to her parents' states and gives birth to her son, naming him Shao Kang. When Shao Kang grows up, he becomes an officer in the country Reng. Han Zhuo heard that Shao Kang is a very capable man, so sends his son Jiao to find him and kill him. Shao Kang runs away to another state, Yu. The king of state Yu marries his 2 daughters to Shao Kang and gives him a big land. When Hou Yi is dead, his great general Mi runs to the state Youli. When Jiao defeats the state Kanguan and Kanxun, Mi has organized the rest of the army of these 2 states, attacked and killed Han Zhuo. Several years later, Shao Kang fights back and kills Jiao. His son Zhu kills Yi. Then the family of Han Zhuo is disappeared, and Xia Dynasty retakes the power. Through the timeline of this rebellion, we can find some valuable information. The 5 sons of Qi, who fight each other for the leader position, are living in Yanshi, Henan province. Then Hou Yi rebels and takes the power. His family is from Huoqiu or Lu'an in Anhui province. Shao Kang grows up and works in the state Reng, which is in today's Jining, Shandong province. When he is attacked by Jiao, he runs to the state Yu, which is today's Yucheng, Henan province. According to the history book Shiben, Yu has built Xia Dynasty in Yangcheng, which is today's Dengfeng, Henan province. In last chapter, we were talking that Chinese ancestors start to migrate to the west since Xia Dynasty. But the migration is not supposed to be so fast. It seems that the base of Xia Dynasty is in the west of Anhui province, and gradually moved to Henan province. To set up its capital in Yangcheng should be in the later time, not since the founder Yu. From Lu'an to Huoqiu, the altitude is higher. Maybe the purpose of this migration is to escape from the inundation. And because of continuous wars, the living condition becomes worse and worse. Chinese people continue to move towards northwest to Henan province. This is a possible inference according to the limited information. When the power passes to the 14th leader Kongjia, Xia Dynasty starts to decline day after day. Kongjia trusts sorcery, and his personal life is very promiscuous. He loses people's support. Rebellions are happening from somewhere to another. The 17th and the last leader Jie is a cruel man. He never pays attention to the economic development, and often uses violence to punish his people, to threat vassals. At this time, the rebellions reach its peak. The vassal Tang, who is the creator of the next dynasty Shang, is once imprisoned by Jie, but finally Jie released him. Tang's base area is in the eastern vassal state Shang. When he comes back, he has organized a powerful army and starts to fight against the Xia Dynasty. I will talk about this war in the next chapter. Thanks for watching. I'm Camillus. I have a message to the world. See you next time.